For decades, the prevailing narrative held that the first humans to inhabit the Americas crossed the Bering Land Bridge approximately 13,000 years ago. However, emerging genetic evidence suggests a more complex history, with Denisovans, an enigmatic group of archaic humans, potentially reaching the Americas much earlier. This revelation challenges long-standing theories and opens new avenues for understanding human prehistory. The Denisovans were an extinct species or subspecies of archaic humans that lived across Asia during the Lower and Middle Paleolithic. Most of what we know about them comes from DNA evidence.
Truly remarkable.
In 2010, scientists identified a Denisovan individual from a juvenile fingerbone found in the Denisova cave in Siberia's Altai Mountains. This discovery marked the first clear evidence of the Denisovans. Genetic analysis has shown that the Denisovans interbred with both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens. These interactions left their mark on the genetic makeup of modern populations, especially in parts of Asia and Oceania. Today, traces of Denisovan DNA are found in the genomes of people in regions like Tibet, where Denisovan genes are linked to adaptations for high-altitude survival. This discovery reshapes our understanding of human evolution. The Denisovans were not isolated, far from it. They were integral to the human story, leaving a genetic legacy that continues to influence us today. The complex interactions between different human species reveal that the ancient world was much more interconnected than we once believed. In 2006, miners in the Salkit Valley of eastern Mongolia made an extraordinary discovery: a hominin skullcap dating back around 34,000 years. This find, known as the Sulkit woman, would become a key piece in understanding ancient human history. Genetic analysis revealed something remarkable. About 25% of her DNA came from Western Eurasian populations, showing the connections between distant human groups. The most intriguing part of this discovery was the presence of Denisovan genetic material in her DNA. This suggests that the Denisovans, an enigmatic group of archaic humans, interbred with early Homo sapiens in East Asia. The Sulkit woman, therefore, represents a direct link between modern humans and Denisovans, highlighting the deep genetic ties between these ancient populations. Her genetic makeup confirms that Denisovans were not isolated, but part of a broader, interconnected human world. This discovery challenges our understanding of ancient human migration and evolution, showing how multiple human species, including Neanderthals and Denisovans, interacted and interbred, shaping the genetic landscape we see today. The Sulkit woman is a reminder that human history is far more complex and intertwined than we once believed. Genetic studies have unveiled a surprising connection between ancient Denisovans and modern human populations, reshaping our understanding of human migration. One of the most remarkable findings comes from a 1,500-year-old individual discovered in Uruguay. Analysis of their DNA revealed that they carried more Denisovan ancestry than Neanderthal, suggesting that Denisovan genes persisted in South American populations much longer than previously thought. This discovery raises an exciting possibility. Denisovan genes may have traveled to the Americas through early migrations, well before the commonly accepted timeline of human migration. It challenges the idea that Denisovans were confined to Asia and Oceania, implying that their genetic legacy could have spread across continents, potentially reaching the Americas. The presence of Denisovan DNA in modern populations highlights the complexity of human history. It shows that Denisovans, Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens were not isolated, but intermingled across vast distances, contributing to the diverse genetic makeup of today's populations. This revelation invites us to reconsider the story of human migration and the interconnectedness of ancient human groups, offering a deeper understanding of our shared past. The Bering Land Bridge, which connected Siberia to Alaska during periods of lower sea levels, is believed to have played a crucial role in human migration into the Americas. Around 130,000 years ago, during marine isotope stage 5e, the land bridge was exposed, creating a direct route from Asia to North America. This period allowed for the possibility of human migration into the Americas much earlier than the conventional timeline suggests, which typically places the first humans in the Americas around 13,000 years ago. The land bridge was not just a narrow passage, but a vast, resource-rich area that would have supported human life. Early human groups, including Denisovans, Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens, could have traveled across this land bridge during periods of favorable climate. With its tundra landscape and cooler climate, it provided an environment similar to the one in Siberia, making it an ideal route for migration. This discovery challenges the traditional view of migration into the Americas and suggests that multiple waves of human migration occurred, shaping the genetic diversity of modern populations. The Bering Land Bridge represents not just a physical connection, but a significant chapter in human history, illustrating the resilience and adaptability of our ancient ancestors. While the Bering Land Bridge is commonly seen as the main route for early human migration into the Americas, an alternative theory suggests that coastal pathways may have been just as significant. The Kelp Highway hypothesis proposes that maritime peoples traveled along the Pacific coastline, bypassing the interior ice sheets that blocked much of North America during the last ice age. This theory argues that early humans, who were likely skilled in seafaring, could have used the coastline's abundant resources to sustain their journey. The Pacific coast, with its kelp forests and rich marine life, would have provided a steady source of food, allowing them to travel down from Siberia to the Americas, stopping along the way at islands and coastal regions. By using boats or rafts, these groups may have avoided the harsh conditions of the ice-covered land, finding a safer and more viable route. The Kelp Highway not only challenges the land bridge theory, but also offers an explanation for the spread of early human populations along the Pacific coast. It shows how our ancestors were able to adapt to and navigate diverse environments, using the sea as a highway to new lands. This coastal migration theory opens up new possibilities in understanding how the first humans arrived in the Americas, highlighting the innovative ways they may have traveled thousands of miles to settle in new territories. Recent genetic studies have provided strong evidence supporting the hypothesis of early human migration into the Americas, challenging the traditional timelines that place the first humans arriving around 13,000 years ago with the Clovis culture. New findings, particularly from ancient DNA analyses, suggest that human populations may have entered the Americas much earlier than previously thought. One of the most significant breakthroughs came from ancient DNA extracted from remains found in northeastern Brazil. These studies revealed complex migration patterns, including north-to-south movements that predate the Clovis culture. This indicates that early human groups may have spread across the continent in various waves, not just in one large migration as previously believed. This evidence suggests that migration into the Americas was not a single event, but rather a series of smaller, complex movements. Different populations from Asia and the Americas likely mixed and exchanged genetic material over thousands of years. This intermingling contributed to the diverse genetic landscape of indigenous populations across the continent, revealing a far richer and more intricate history of human migration than previously understood. Recent studies have uncovered a fascinating connection between Denisovans and indigenous populations of the Americas, offering new insights into the genetic history of Native American peoples. Specific traits observed in these populations, such as distinct dental characteristics, have been linked to Denisovan ancestry. This suggests that Denisovans contributed to the genetic diversity of the Americas long before the arrival of modern humans. These Denisovan traits are particularly evident in the dental structures of certain indigenous groups. These characteristics, which differ from those seen in other human populations, are believed to have been passed down through early interbreeding events between Denisovans and early Homo sapiens. This discovery challenges the traditional view of human migration, showing that Native American genetics are shaped by a complex blend of influences from multiple human species. Denisovans, an archaic group of humans, interbred with early Homo sapiens in regions like Siberia, leaving traces of their DNA in modern populations. These genetic markers, once thought to be confined to Asia and Oceania, are now found in indigenous populations of the Americas. The Denisovan legacy underscores the intricate history of human evolution and migration across continents. Denisovans, though less well known than Neanderthals, played a crucial role in human evolution. These archaic humans, identified through their DNA in 2010, contributed significantly to the genetic makeup of modern populations. Through interbreeding with both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, Denisovans left lasting genetic traces that influence various traits in present-day humans. One of the most notable contributions of Denisovans is seen in Tibetan populations, who possess a unique genetic trait that helps them thrive at high altitudes. This trait, linked to a gene called EPAS1, allows Tibetans to survive in the low oxygen environment of the Himalayas. This adaptation is believed to have been inherited from the Denisovans, demonstrating how their genetic influence helped human populations adapt to challenging environments. Beyond high-altitude adaptation, Denisovan genes also affect immune responses, particularly in populations like Melanesians. These genetic traits provide enhanced resistance to certain diseases, illustrating how Denisovans contributed to the health and survival of human groups around the world. The influence of Denisovans is more than a historical footnote. It is a testament to the interwoven evolutionary history of human species. The possibility that Denisovans reached the Americas forces a rethinking of traditional migration timelines and models of human movement. For years, it was widely believed that the first humans arrived in the Americas around 13,000 years ago via the Bering Land Bridge. However, evidence suggesting that Denisovans might have reached the Americas challenges this simplified view. It hints at a much more complex migration pattern, involving multiple waves of movement over extended periods. This discovery suggests that early human migration was not a singular event, but a continuous process, with different human species, Denisovans, Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens, interacting, interbreeding, and spreading across the continents. Rather than a one-time crossing of the Bering Land Bridge, human migration could have been a series of movements influenced by changing climates, resource availability, and social dynamics. The implications are profound, as this new understanding compels researchers to reassess the models that have traditionally shaped our knowledge of human history. It suggests a far more intricate web of human migration, one that involves a complex interplay of genetics, geography, and culture. As more evidence emerges, our view of prehistory will continue to evolve, revealing a deeper, richer story of how early humans navigated and settled across the globe. The discovery of Denisovan presence in the Americas challenges the traditional view of human migration. For years, it was believed that humans arrived in the Americas around 13,000 years ago, via the Bering Land Bridge. However, evidence of Denisovan DNA suggests a much more intricate history, with multiple waves of migration occurring over thousands of years. This new perspective highlights the complex nature of human history, shaped by interbreeding, adaptation, and resilience. Early human populations, including Denisovans, Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens, interacted and adapted to their environments in diverse ways, creating the varied genetic makeup we see today. As research continues, our understanding of human migration will deepen, offering new insights into the origins of the peoples of the Americas. The Denisovan legacy will undoubtedly reshape our view of the past, revealing the interconnectedness and complexity of human history. For those intrigued by the mysteries of human prehistory, the Prehistoric Shadows channel offers in-depth analyses and discussions on topics like Denisovan migration, ancient human interactions, and the peopling of the Americas. Subscribe to Prehistoric Shadows and embark on a journey through time to uncover the hidden stories of our ancient ancestors.